And I want to this hour on the weekend with me, Ibrahim Samora. Coming up, President Julius Maada is attending the 60th Ecowas Authority of Heads of State and Government Summit in Abuja, Nigeria. The Sierra Leone Indigenous Importers Welfare Association is launched in Freetown, with the Chinese ambassador pledging his country's commitment to support and protect Sierra Leoneans doing business in China. And Sierra Leone joins other countries to celebrate the International Human Rights Day. More news and details line up in this edition of Weekend News, but first let us take our public health message on COVID-19. That was our public health message on COVID-19. So get yourself vaccinated and save yourself from coronavirus. President Julius Maada is attending the 60th Ecowas Authority of Heads of States and Government Summit in Abuja, Nigeria. On arrival in Abuja, the president was received by the Nigerian federal government authorities, the Sierra Leone Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Professor David John Francis, the Deputy Minister of Planning and Economic Development, Reverend Dr. Jonathan Titus Williams, the Speaker of Ecowas Parliament, Honorable Sidi Mohamed Tunis, the High Commissioner of Sierra Leone to Nigeria, Repeater Sidney Davis, and the Deputy High Commissioner, Ms. Anna Betty Musa, and the diplomatic staff of the Sierra Leone High Commission, among others. This report was sent from our Chantry in Abuja.
President Julius Maada is in Nigeria, joining fellow heads of state for the 60th ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government Summit at the Aso Villa in Abuja. The recent military coup d'etat in Guinea and the other in Mali took the center stage of the discussion during the session. The president of ECOWAS, Jean-Claude Cassibro, described the political upheaval in Guinea and Mali as a worrying concern to democracy in the ECOWAS region. ECOWAS is calling on the military junta leaders to speedily restore democracy as a hallmark for peace and tranquility in both countries. The chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo of Ghana, extended his sincere appreciation to the various heads of the ECOWAS member states for attending the conference amidst the threat of the Corona Omicron variant. The opening session was well attended by the 15 member states and members of the diplomatic community before the commencement of the closed-door session that was strictly attended by the Authority of Heads of State and Government.
Aspirant for the chairmanship position of the Sierra Leone People's Party, Jimmy BATILO SONGA, says that if elected, he will bridge the breach and make the Sierra Leone People's Party motto one country, one people practically realized in the country as a whole. He made this statement during a resounding welcome rendered to him by numerous supporters and well-wishers. Emmanuel Samurai has more.
Jimmy BATILO SONGA returned from official engagements in America, England and Portugal to be thronged by supporters. For us, as he moved from Moritown through Wilkinson Road to Hill Station, everyone's attention seemed to tilt toward the man wearing all black with a bit of white and green and a winning smile. One could hear the echoes of their party supporters referring to BATILO SONGA as a savior, the one that came to build a bridge in the country's political landscape and also alleviate their sufferings.
See, when at SLPP gets a long history of cohesion, unity.
Our party has a long history of unity, but quite recently we are experiencing this unity in our party. So to change this narrative, we thought it fit to rally behind BATILO SONGA, who we believe will restore unity in our party.
Don't suffer for this party how many years? We will not get nobody. Welcome.
We are with BATILO because we have suffered for a long in this party. He is the only man that came from far distance and embraced us, the grassroots of the party, as we have been deserted by others.
Seeing the multitude, the man referred to as the liberator of the Sierra Leone People's Party was astonished at the multitude that rushed to give him such a stately welcome. Jimmy BATILO SONGA was moved enough to reveal that he is coming to connect with the grassroots.
Leadership is not connecting with the people, and I do believe there should be a connection or a synergy between Unity House and State House, or those in governance. And I believe there are loopholes that I should come in to close.
Mr. SONGA continued that bridging the peace in their party and the political landscape of the country is one thing he is coming to accomplish if elected as chairman.
This is in consultation with the leader. I will try for us to form a peace and reconciliation committee. And even those that are running for various positions, I will try for us to reach them, for them to know that they are not losers in the game. We are one family, we are just in a different book, we have the same destiny. And another thing that I will introduce is to ensure that I introduce a discipline committee, wherein people will not just be behaving the way they want.
Mr. SONGA expressed strong conviction in winning the chairmanship election of the Sierra Leone People's Party. Emmanuel Samua, SLBC, Freetown.
The Chinese ambassador to Sierra Leone, Hu Xiaoming, has pledged his country's commitment to support and protect Sierra Leoneans doing business in China. The Chinese ambassador made his pledge at the official launch of the Sierra Leone Indigenous Importers Welfare Association at the auditorium of the Freetown City Council building on Wallace Johnson Street in Freetown. Here's the reports.
Thank you very much.
Ambassador His Excellency Hu Zhengliang said the Sierra Leone Indigenous Reporters Welfare Association plays an important role towards China's development, noting that in the last 10 months, Sierra Leone and China have exchanged huge trade volumes amidst the global pandemic. The promise by the Chinese ambassador to Sierra Leone, His Excellency Hu Zhengliang, seems to end the long-time challenges faced by members of the Sierra Leone Indigenous Reporters Welfare Association during importation from China. According to the president of SLUA, Obey Mansoure, the launch of the association is to seek government intervention, noting that their members have been faced with great challenges in the area of doping and high tax rates, amongst other challenges. First Lady Fatima Bio described the launch of the association as a sign of unity and readiness for women to take center stage through businesses and urged them not to involve politics in business. SLBC News, Sulaiman Ture reporting.
The Evangelical College of Theology held its 52nd graduation ceremony, where over 100 students graduated in Bachelor of Theology in Pastoral Studies, Christian Education, Peace and Development Studies, and other degree and diploma programs at the Abuja campus in the Western Area Rural District. Evelyn Cole was in attendance and now reports.
With this year's theme, upholding biblical standards in our pursuit of academic excellence in the 21st century, the Evangelical College has existed for the past 57 years in providing religious education in ethics, morals, philosophy, spirituality, the administration of the Word of God, and the certifying of students in preaching of the gospel and community service in various courses such as pastoral studies, Christian education, business administration, peace and development studies, amongst others. Acting Principal Reverend Dr. Warren Mfona said the college over the years has upheld its core values of excellence, integrity, character formation, and leadership, which makes TECT unique and recognized both nationally and internationally.
The modes you create will determine the level of impact you will have on people. Before coming to TECT, we decided to exchange ignorance for education. So as to exit the doors of this noble institution, be willing and ready.
The guest speaker, Reverend Dr. Annie Frey, congratulated the graduates for successfully completing their courses, as some fought through various hurdles but pulled through. He therefore encouraged them to have faith, as hardships are inevitable, but God will always be faithful to those that believe in Him. Conferring the certificates, the Dean of the Faculty of Arts for Abbey College, Dr. John A. Kagbo, recounted that the University of Sierra Leone is pleased to have them as part of its division, and they must be components of solutions and not part of the problem.
The great Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu, also known as Confucius, once remarked, and I quote, "If your plan is for 1 year, plant rice. If your plan is for 10 years, plant trees. But if your plan is for 100 years, educate children."
The event concluded as graduates were awarded their certificates in their various disciplines, now marking the end of the beginning in their various careers. SLBC News Hour, Evelyn Cole reporting.
The president of the Action Family Organization, Joseph Coker, has said the presence of skilled youths on the streets trying to make ends meet demands intervention programs. Based in the Western Freetown's Kamayama, the Action Family Organization comprises youths of 5 communities with a focus on facilitating mentorship and opportunities for young people in education, leadership and career development. Muhammad Toure has the details.
These are young people in the Kamayama community, drawn from Jack Kingdom, Pentagon, Bangwaila and Kandigo, with the focus on facilitating mentorship and creating opportunities for young people in education, leadership and career.
We are actually expecting to be partnering with these NGOs, more so in the area of agriculture, because that has been our major project for now. We want to see how best we can help agriculture, because it has now been the trend, the country at large. We've seen that young people are vying to agriculture. So we actually looking for all agricultural NGOs and even governments that are helping young people to please come to our aid. We are ready to give out our energy. We just need their own financial help and maybe technical help as well.
The Action Family Organization was established in 2020 as a community-based organization that has helped with rehabilitating roads, cleaning of public places, and complementing the efforts of the government in the fight against COVID-19. For SLBC, Mohammed reporting.
At the weekend, the Minister of Information and Communications, Mohammed Rahman Sore, has said that everyone should participate in the ongoing midterm housing and population census, because it is only then that the government could undertake significant development. He made this statement at the Sierra Leone Bar Association's annual dinner and maiden awards night. Awards were merited to deserving individuals who have frankly worked to ensure justice is upheld. Among them were the Honorable Chief Justice Desmond Babatunde Edwards for plausible reforms in the judiciary of Sierra Leone. Meritorious award to the President of Lawyers for their invaluable contribution to fighting gender injustices in the country, to the Legal Aid Board for unrelentingly pro bono service to the general public, and barristers Leon Jenkins Johnston, Francis Gabidon, and Charles Magai for their selfless services to the Sierra Leone Bar Association, and Ahmed J. Bokare as the best counsel for the year, among others. President Julius Maada has called on Sierra Leoneans to participate fully in the 2021 midterm population and housing census that started on Friday, December 10th. He made this call when the team from Statistics Sierra Leone visited his household to count his household. Hawa Mosire now reports.
Midterm census is a standard internationally recognized practice, and a country like Sierra Leone that's embarking on fundamental structural changes, the availability of up-to-date information is crucial for the effective implementation of plans and programs at all levels. The midterm census will also allow us to update data collected during the 2015 census, check the statuses of localities in the country, update statistics revealing cartographic databases, set baselines, and captured progress of specific national goals. Minister of Planning and Economic Development Dr. Francis Kaikai told the President that Statistics Sierra Leone had worked hard for the 2021 midterm population and housing census to start across the country, and that they are at his residence to assure him that they are ready and well prepared for the process. Before the start of the counting process, President Julius Maada commended Statistics Sierra Leone for the hard work, as he has been following all they have been doing. He said he was very proud of them for targeting the entire country and making sure that all Sierra Leoneans are included, and called on Sierra Leoneans to participate fully, as the process is an important one.
It's not always that we should resort to politics. And as you can see, you've done the preparation with the support and collaboration of a lot of actors around the country, in the villages, in the towns, in the cities, which means you have the support. As I've always said, it is us, the politicians, who are impeding the development of this country. This is a simple process. It has been done before, and you have upgraded your skills, and you want to do it again. And like you said, you substantiated with the support of others why you want to do the midterm census. So if no one is afraid of what they have done in the past, they should not be worried about what the outcome of this census is going to be. You've counted before. Let me count again. Why are you worried about what is going to be the result of my own counting when we have a professional body that has gone through all the stages and is prepared? We should give you the chance, and I want to appeal to Sierra Leoneans around the country. This is a very important process.
Statistician General Professor Usman Sanko explained how the process started, with support from different partners that also provided trainings for staff and enumerators during the various exercises. Giving a brief background, he said the process started in 2018 when they first identified issues as an institution that have been providing credible and responsible data for national development. They couldn't do it by then. After noting the gaps, the institution then asked United Nations Population Fund for Activities to sponsor the trip of the consultant who worked with Statistics Sierra Leone team in 2015. He was presented with the gaps they had identified and requested to advise on the best way forward. He worked with the office for 1 month and recommended the statistics needed to return to the field, and they agreed.
Your Excellency, sir, if the issues that we discovered were just on the specific location in the country, the census would not have been necessary. We would have just gone straight to that part of the country and re-enumerate, and we will be fine. But the issues were spread across, and this is what we keep explaining about type 3 localities. These are localities that are spread across the rural areas, which would need to put them together and form an enumeration area. So if yesterday I presented the Parliament and then everyone saw it, okay, yes, there is a need for this to happen.
The counting of President Bio's household was done by statistician Finda Sharif, who asked series of questions relating to the process. SLPP TV News are in Freetown. Hawa Mosure reporting.
Meanwhile, the Civil Society Consortium on Service Delivery has held a protest in front of the World Bank office on Spur Road, calling on the resignation of the statistician advisor World Bank, Elizabeth Foster, based on the decision made by the World Bank to withhold funds for the midterm housing and population housing census 2021. According to them, the letter was untimely, taking into consideration that their action came almost 48 hours before the start of the protest. Let's join Esther Sako for that report.
These are activists from the Civil Society Consortium on Service Delivery demonstrating with placards that kicks against the decision by World Bank to withdraw its support for the population and housing census just few hours before it was to begin. The World Bank was to provide the bulk of money for the census using an unspecified portion of a $30 million grant marked for Sierra Leone last year to strengthen its statistical process. According to the chairperson, Civil Society on Service Delivery, William Saul Lamin, the World Bank's decision is untimely, especially since the census is a people's census, and if cancelled, will be a big loss.
That census is not just for elections. The census has to do with a lot of other institutions in Sierra Leone. A lot of other developmental institutions in Sierra Leone have to use that particular data for them to be able to do their job.
Activists say it's an embarrassment for Sierra Leoneans as President Bio has already announced the start of the census, and it's wrong for World Bank to withdraw their support at this time. They said that if the census goes wrong, World Bank will be held responsible. SLBC News, Esther Sako reporting.
The Speaker of Ecowas Parliament, Honorable Sidi Mohamed Tunis, with other authorities in the sub-region, has visited the site for the construction of the Community Parliament and its Court of Justice in Nigeria. The visit was also seen as a sign of commitment to seeing the project become a reality. Our reporter Joseph Toure puts this report together.
This is the 7 hectares of land that was provided by the federal government of Nigeria for the construction of the Community Parliament, Community Court of Justice and the Commission. Since 2015, when the initiative started, it has been the desire of authorities of the regional bloc ECOWAS to have a permanent and modern infrastructure to house the Commission, the Parliament and the Court of Justice. The Speaker of ECOWAS Parliament, Honorable Sidi Tunis, was moved because of the progress made so far at the site.
I am very, very, very happy that I am now 100% convinced, inshallah, that by next year, we will at least see the block laid for the ECOWAS Parliament. Yes, again, I want to thank you. And we look forward to your support. However small, let us start. I know once we are able to start, we are going to finish this structure with prosperity.
And this is the proposed building to house all three institutions of ECOWAS. Upon completion, the modern infrastructures would also provide huge accommodation for ECOWAS guests. Such infrastructures are hopeful to uphold good governance, democracy and human rights in general in the sub-region. SLBC, Joseph Toure reporting.
The Voice of Sierra Leone Association, in partnership with BATILO Zakat Australia, has started the free cataract surgery project for 2021 to 2022 at the Baptist Eye Hospital in Lunsor to help Sierra Leoneans regain their eyesight. The project, according to the Executive Director of Voice of Sierra Leone Association, Mohamed Hassan Bangura, would target hundreds of people with eye condition. Suleiman Toure has the details.
Many people in Sierra Leone have been suffering from eye problems like cataract, which according to medical experts is a clouding of the normally clear lens of the eye. Helping people with such problems has been a call for concern, urging humanitarians and organizations to step in. The free cataract surgery project for 2021-2022 at the Baptist Eye Hospital, Lunsor, which is geared towards helping Sierra Leoneans, according to the Executive Director of Voice of Sierra Leone Association, Mohamed Bangura, targets a total of 100 patients.
We are here about to do surgery to 20 patients with eye problem. Actually, we did the same thing before. 2 months ago, we did 40. Today, we are going to do surgery with on 20. And the end of December, we do also 20. And in January 2022, we are going to do also 20.
Stakeholders and beneficiaries expressed delight over the venture of Voice of Sierra Leone Association. The Secretary General of Voice of Sierra Leone Association, Almami Kamara, while thanking their partner BATILO Zakat Australia for their support, urged philanthropists and humanitarian organizations to join them in the cause to restore people's sight. SLBC News, Suleiman Toure reporting.
Chairperson of the Independent Police Complaint Board has called for the transformation of the board into a commission because of the huge complaints from the public. Richard Freeman said transformation would widen the mandate of the board and makes it more responsive to public concerns. Daphne Kimamakwali has the details.
Communications officer, we have inadequate staff, especially in the field of investigation. But that does not mean that we should sit back and not try to transform. The regulation is not giving us the necessary mandate. It's not giving us the necessary mandate. The challenges we have according to these regulations are many. That is why we are opting for a reform. If we reform, if we make the IPOC stronger to provide civilian oversight for the Sierra police.
Mr. Freeman emphasized that a transformation will restore trust in the police because matters brought to the Independent Police Complaint Board, IPCB, would now be adequately handled. He added that the transformation would give the board the authority to sue and be sued, which he said has been a challenge over the years because the board only has the mandate to make recommendations and not to prosecute.
Let me tell you that policing is not an easy task. Although you are all aware of that. And to police the police, it is even more difficult. So we have to draw up a memorandum of understanding. If not, by our inclusiveness, which we call investigation into their affairs, not their administrative affairs, but their excesses. We always stand on the ground of possibility to be considered as followers of the police.
Program and Communications Officer, Independent Police Complaints Board Amadou Femosise, said over the years the board has raised public awareness at community levels, held radio and television discussions on the activities of the board, popularized the Northwest Regional Office in Port Loko, and above all trained people on the guidelines of arrest, police custody and pretrial detention in Africa. Moreover, Mr. Sise said complaints management forms were a critical component of the work of the IPCB, as in 2021 the board recorded 41 cases, 30 assessed and placed for investigation, whilst 11 were waiting for review by the Complaints Committee.
On the 13th April 2021, the Independent Police Complaint Board initiated its own investigation into a video on social media that made rounds where a lady who was identified as Fatima Bintaba, a student of the Institute of Public Administration and Management (IPA), was allegedly violently and brutally assaulted by a group of police officers at the entrance gate of IPA, and in the process her upper dress was stripped off naked by the arrested officers and also sustained serious bodily injuries and wounds. This alleged unlawful act of the police officers drew criticism from the public and institutions such as the Human Rights Commission of Sierra Leone and Campaign for Good Governance, Citizens Advocacy Network, Legal Links, among others. Each in this statement dated 13 April 2021 openly condemned the actions of the police and called for an independent investigation to be conducted into the IPAM SLPP.
The Independent Police Complaints Board (IPCB) is a non-departmental public body established in 2013 as an independent civilian oversight body that operates within the security sector reform architecture, ensuring democratic governance in the security sector. The board has the mandate to investigate death at police custody, a fatal accident in which a police vehicle is involved, and shooting incidents where a police officer discharged a firearm or killed someone, among others. For SLBC News, Daphne Kimamakole reporting.
The National Monitoring and Evaluation Directorate has validated its communication strategy with stakeholders from MDs, local councils and the media. NAMED's communication objective is to be consistent, honest and professional in the execution of their activities. The strategy captures radio and television as the most influential and important media for raising public awareness about the work of NAMED. The other channels include the internet, social media and the agency's website. The National Monitoring and Evaluation Directorate was established in 2018 under the Office of the President with a mandate to provide real-time monitoring and evaluation on governments and donor-funded projects. As a way of contributing to poverty alleviation in ensuring mining companies positively involved in long-term local development, stakeholders and landowners of Valkunia Chiefdom in Bo District have signed a community development agreement with FG Gold Mining Company. The said agreement encompasses blueprint of development activities that are to be done in the community via the percentage of proceeds made by the company. Emmanuel Samara witnessed the signing ceremony and our reports.
This hill is where a large portion of gold deposit resides, and as expensive as such a mineral, ironically, the community that hosts such rich reserves still wallow in poverty. Paramount Chief of Valkunia Chiefdom, Dr. Margaret Bayogbani, said the signing of the agreement is a dream come true, and since 1930, when mining started in their community, they have been yearning for development.
I feel good about it because over the years we've had mining going on in communities, but the communities they didn't benefit much. So government thought it wise to come up with this particular in their minds to come up with the community development agreement.
She expressed the faith she has in FG Gold, honoring their obligations based on the different developmental activities they have undertaken, even though they are yet to go into active operation. The Director of Community Affairs, National Mineral Agency, Ibrahim Kamara, said the document is a legal instrument consented by Parliament as provided in the Mines and Minerals Act of 2009, and it guaranteed the community to get 1% of the annual proceeds made by the mining company, regardless of what they have spent.
To give an idea of those 1% translates to, because people may be saying it's just 1%. In communities where this is being implemented, for example, they are getting between 8 to 10 billion loans a year to implement development projects. So in other communities, take the Metco for example, they are presently constructing a 100-bed hospital.
He called on the community people to allow the company to operate under a peaceful atmosphere, so that they will be able to realize the effect of the 1% due the community for development. FG Gold, on the other end, we are very much pleased with the support of the people, as they pride themselves as a community-driven company that is in the community to make the difference.
I would say FG Gold is going to be a different one, and you heard it yourself from the community. We are committed to the development of the area, and that has already been manifested. For instance, you heard the paramount chief saying that she has witnessed it all. Based on the community, the commitment that the chairman made, initially they've started seeing them rolling out.
Mr. Conte asked the community to give them the support they need to operate, and that they have plans to introduce skills training program that will guarantee them employment in the company, and also support on the way for farmers in the community. Emmanuel Samura, SLBC, Freetown.
In creating more business linkages between local suppliers and foreign direct investment, dozens of the country's local entrepreneurs drawn from across the country have showcased their different products at the annual Made in Sierra Leone Product Trade Fair and exhibition on the theme linking our local entrepreneurs with the global market, held at the Radisson Blue Garden in Freetown. Organized by the Sierra Leone Local Content Agency, the trade fair targeted groups of local entrepreneurs of the various sectors in the development chain. Here is the report. This year's exhibition targeted groups of local entrepreneurs of the various sectors in the development chain, ranging from agribusiness, manufacturing, art and crafts, cosmetics, food and beverages, clothing and textiles. These products were all produced, manufactured in Sierra Leone and by Sierra Leoneans. According to the Director General Local Content Agency, Fodiba Dabo, the exhibition was not only to exhibit these products and services, but to network with potential buyers and sellers.
The rationale for this annual trade fair and exhibition program is to increase interaction and create market linkages between local suppliers and mega businesses that are here today. Prepare the local market space ahead of our African Continental Free Trade Area and showcase our Made in Sierra Leone products so as to improve on the uptake sales of our local products.
Sierra Leone had untapped potentials in local products, and if properly harnessed, would offer a lot to the economy, create self-employment and employment opportunities in the development chain. Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Reverend Abraham Cisse Jones, said government will continue to create business linkages between local entrepreneurs and foreign investors to further strengthen domestic private sector.
The talent demonstrated is good. I like the value addition. You know, for example, you have those with coconut oil, and the other lady is adding value to the coconut oil. And I also admire them because the packaging is very good. I mean, take for example like this. Yeah, the packaging is very good. But the trouble there, again, this is another one, the packaging. But the trouble with packaging is that the packages have to be imported. So it adds cost to the product and makes it expensive and challenging for them to sell.
One of the participants in the trade fair, owner of Suzy Chili Coconut Oil, Nantu Fofana, said the exhibition has given them the opportunity to showcase their products and appeal to government for more support to the local content agency for the sustainability of the Made in Sierra Leone initiative. Chairperson Board of Directors Sierra Leone Local Content Agency, Sibyl Baylor, assured entrepreneurs that government and the agency will continue to work hard for local entrepreneurs to grow and encourage Sierra Leoneans to buy made in Sierra Leone products so that the industry will boom. Ibrahim Samara, Freetown. In climaxing the 16 days of activism against sexual and gender-based violence against women and girls in the country, 50/50 Group and Plan International have held an interactive and awareness-raising symposium with young people from various youth organizations. The program, which was held at the 50/50 Auditorium, Tower Hill in Freetown, has as its theme, Stop Sexual and Gender-Based Violence in Sierra Leone Now. Evelyn Cole was in attendance and now reports.
The issue of gender-based violence has become a major concern, especially in Sierra Leone. Even though the government has put in place robust policies and laws to combat such practice, yet there are several reports on sexual abuse and other forms of assault against women and girls in Sierra Leone. Recent reports from the United Nations Population Fund shows that gender-based violence is a serious and urgent concern, and an estimated 62% of women aged 15 to 49 have experienced physical or sexual violence. The 16 days activism is set aside every year to advocate, educate men and women globally about the sexual, physical, mental, psychological, and emotional assault and torture faced by both sexes, especially women and girls. The activism annually starts on the 25th November, which is the International Day for the Elimination of Violence, and ends on the 10th December on International Human Rights Day. During interactive sessions, different speakers from Plan International, 50/50 Group, Human Rights Commission recounted that sexual and gender-based violence is a global pandemic that needs all the attention it deserves.
Plan International has engaged our staff, partners, young people and girls, and others to discuss violence acts against our women and girls by undertaking launching of the campaign, public sensitization, staff and community engagement to orient the world in awareness raising against violence in society. And this must stop now.
Madam Khadija Bakao states that gender-based violence has always been a major issue in society that needs concerted efforts to address, combat, educate people in not only Freetown but the provinces across the country. She added that it takes only one voice to save the lives of other women and girls. A representative from the Human Rights Commission, Gloria Bayo, encourages women and girls who are afraid to report such perpetrators to come forward and report to the Family Support Unit, Human Rights Commission, Legal Aid Board, and other entities that advocate for the rights of women and girls rather than suffering in silence. For SLBC News, Evelyn Cole reporting.
After 40 days of active sensitization on rape, teenage pregnancy, and other sexual gender-based violence from Jindema, Sierra Leone, Liberia border through districts in the country, Focus 1000 along with 8 partners has reached Freetown, ending their work for a child and rape culture tour. Suleiman Trey was there and now reports.
Focus 1000 and their partners, including pupils from different schools who gathered at the Ferry Junction Ferry Terminal, later walked to U Building, where they held a symposium to discuss issues of gender-based violence as the world observed 16 days activism on human rights. During the symposium, the founder of the Foundation for New Democracy, Hindolo Pokuai, said the 535 miles walk from Jendema through Kenima, Kono, Koinadugu, Falaba, Karine and other districts and villages to Freetown was not an ordinary walk but a due course to save the future of children and women in the country. Hindolo Pokuai added that the issue of rape and other gender-based violence are becoming a problem in Sierra Leone.
It's terrible. We came to a place where a girl said, I'm no longer able to go to school because I was raped. And everybody know about my rape. And that is something that basically has shut her down. Her confidence level is gone. She has no more community where she'll be able to say, yeah, let me be part of this community.
An American and board member for the Foundation for New Democracy, who was also part of the team, Dustin Montgomery, said he was happy to participate in the work and spoke about an incident that destroyed his family. The Director of Gender, Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, Charles Vandy, said their ministry has been working effortlessly and would continue to enforce laws to ensure that issues around gender-based violence in Sierra Leone are addressed. He encouraged the pupils present to stand up and complain in case of harassment from their teachers. Ireland Ambassador Clara Buckley said the embassy had been following the tour from the tree they were planting to the sensitization and to the ceremonies they were performing, and assured all that her embassy will continue to render the support needed from them. Inspector General of Police Ambrose Savola gave the statistics of crimes on sexual gender-based violence registered by the Family Support Unit. Mercury International pledged to donate over 70 million leones as their own support. SLBC News, Sulaiman Ture reporting.
You are watching News Hour coming to you live on the weekend from the Salem Broadcasting Corporation in Freetown. Up next is our entertainment news.
Hello and welcome to our entertainment desk. I am Maria Tudukwe. Ghana Entertainment has just signed the rapper and singer Young Sal the Badman. In the press conference, Hejana Entertainment tells us how proud they are that Young Sal is the third artist assigned under the label.
In 2013 and 2020, God finally blessed us with this building, which you see we have a state-of-the-art studio downstairs. We offer the red camera. We also have a promotional team for promo. So this is an entertainment company that low inflation say it's a one-stop shop for everything that you need entertainment-wise. And today, signing Young Sal is another addition to that platform, another addition to that vision of us bringing entertainment to the forefront of the Sierra Leone entertainment industry.
My story of success has always been fueled by the people I call family. Once I share my worst and best moments, the ones that I'm tirelessly working to make sure
Young Sal the Badman himself tells us his expectations, what the people should expect from him, and what is in the contract.
My name is Abdul Salam Bari, aka Young Sal the Badman. I just signed a musical contract with Hejana Entertainment for 2 years. I might, yes, an album or maybe more. Yes, but just look, we're working. It covers a lot, as the CEO rightly said. My well-being, I'm always to make you live fine like country, I get some, I think the only thing I'm worried about is going to the studio the next day, nothing else. Everything is being taken care of by the label.
Also, the CEO too, the producer popularly known as Nashito Kulala, also tells us what Hejana has in store for Young Sal and what the people should expect from Hejana Entertainment and Young Sal.
I'm Joseph Sedukoroma, commonly known as Nashito Kulala. Jay Yongsal asked the number to be the third person because we have Ryan Lubiza and Triple T, whom we signed 2 years ago. Their contracts will also be expiring in February, and hopefully to resign them. And so now Yongsal is the third artist we have in Nigeria. We have built a system where it's more about having trust in the dream, having trust in your passion, and being able to work with like-minded people who will have similar energies to project the same goal. And that's why for Ryan Lubiza and Yongsal, because of course for most of you know the history between myself and Yongsal, I was that producer who brought him out into the music scene in a big way with the Conjuring song and the Batman Party, you name the songs initially. And he's someone who actually established a relationship through our working experience as producer and artist. I'll categorically say this, as much as we're being professionals and signing contracts, but the contract is only something that secures the company from having this conflict with artists, where artists think that at a given point in their career they can just do anything they feel like doing. So the contract is only there to remind them of what they've already signed to. But it's not that the contract is a thing that will keep them rigid and tight and they have no freedom or have no creative freedom of what they want to do. And that's why we just, make sure this is there, and we make them understand that this is, as much as we know each other, as much as we're working together, as much as we want to help each other in this business, but yet still there are certain barriers we cannot cross. There are certain don'ts that we cannot do.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have in this edition of Entertainment News. I have been Maria Tudukwe. Thanks so much for watching. Keep watching the SLBC.
Well, let's now take all the latest in our local and international sports.
Hello and welcome to Sports Updates in this edition of the news, and I am Frances Banner. In this edition, the National Olympic Committee is set to host the 39th annual Secretary General meeting of the Association of National Olympic Committees in Africa. The annual National Secretary General meeting is a platform to discuss issues of national interest on Olympic in Africa. President of the Sierra Leone Olympic Committee, Dr. Patrick Coker, said the meeting is also intended to unite the 54 national Olympic committees in Africa. Let's join Mohamed Lamin Toure for more on this.
Talking to journalists at the National Olympic Committee head office in Freetown, President of the National Olympic Committee, Dr. Patrick Coker, who has also been appointed to serve as President of the African Olympic Medical Committee till 2024, disclosed to journalists that Sierra Leone had made a bid for the hosting of the 39th Annual Secretary General meeting, which is scheduled for November 2022.
We want to showcase Sierra Leone, as it says, and that is why we have to officially tell the government through our Ministry of Sports, because as you can very well imagine, the foreign affairs will be involved, tourism will be involved, Ministry of Education will be involved, so that we use it as an opportunity of people coming and seeing what we have, what we can do. And I'm sure that if we have a successful meeting, sooner rather than later we might have other bodies hosting their conferences here.
Meanwhile, Secretary General of the National Olympic Committee, Joseph Nyade, has said that the National Olympic Committee was preparing for Zone 2 Sports Festival in Mali.
To organize a multi-sport function in Mali during the festive season, during Christmas. So I think we are working on that. When we have complete information, we'll be able to let you have it so that you'll be able to share it out.
The Association of National Olympic Committee of Africa serves as the successor to the Standing Committee of African Sports founded in 1965 in Congo. For SLPP Sports, Mohamed to reporting.
And from the National Olympic Committee, we now go to the international scene. And in the international scene, 40-year-old former Barcelona, Inter Milan and Chelsea superstar Samuel Eto'o has been elected president of the Cameroon Football Federation for the next 4 years. The 4 times African Footballer of the Year was elected in an election held on Saturday in Cameroon.
Former international player Samuel Eto'o is the new president of the Cameroonian Football Association. The former star of Barcelona and Inter Milan replaces Seydou Mbombo Njoya, elected in 2018. Samuel Eto'o was elected with 43 votes, 12 votes more than the previous president, removed from his duties since January by a sports tribunal. At the time of his candidacy on November 17th, Samuel Eto'o said he was confident he would be the next president of the Cameroonian Football Association. Cameroon will hold the final stage of the African Cup of Nations from the 9th of January.
Thanks for watching, and I am Francis Maada. Goodbye.
Well, with the latest update in sport, we now come to the end of News Hour. But first, to end the news, let's look at the main points. President Julius Maada is attending the 60th Ecowas Authority of Heads of State and Government Summit in Abuja, Nigeria. The Chinese ambassador to Sierra Leone, Hung Xiong, has pledged his country's commitment to support and protect Sierra Leone doing business in China. And as Sierra Leone joins other countries to celebrate the International Human Rights Day, the Human Rights Commission of Sierra Leone has also organized a session of celebration inviting dignitaries from different institutions, pupils and other participants involved at the Port Loco District Council Hall. Well, many thanks for watching Weekend News with me, Ibrahim Zamora. This is your public broadcaster. Continue to watch the SLPP if you can. Good night.
My name is Patrick Salia from Freetown, where we cover the impossible or untold stories.